Hey guys, so I'm actually recording outside today, mainly because I'm working on my first cosplay of 2021. Yay! So, oh boy, the loud cars. Anyway, so I'm going to be cosplaying Bellona from Smite. If you're not familiar with Smite, Smite is on the same League of Legends or whatever, and God, there's way too many people that's driving today. Anyway, so I'm gonna spray paint the first part of it, which is a bat. So originally she uses a sword, but in the one of her skins, she uses a bat, which I think I am showing you now. I'm gonna spray paint it gray so I can actually go in and paint the details. Hopefully you enjoy the build. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you want to see next, because I have a list of about 8 or 9 cosplays for Dragon Con this year. Should it happen? Hopefully, fingers crossed. So what I did prior to recording this is I actually primed the bat with about 3 layers of primer because the first layer I had runnage issues, and quite frankly, I'm not that great with spray paint. So yay. So I ended up taping off what I needed to kind of give it its basic shape, and I painted it a kind of like a neon fuchsia, and it's a stupid bright color. Like the recording doesn't do it any justice whatsoever. But I wanted to make sure that it was not streaky, since it's acrylic on metal on with spray paint in between. I figured I should probably give it as many coats as possible. So I did not record all of those coats, but I recorded the majority of, the good stuff basically. So at this point, I took some vinyl from my Cricut and I made some stars out of it. And I decided that the stars needed to be painted in the little purple line so that way I could kind of give it a little bit of personality. Now, the original design concept does not have the stars in that position, but I decided that the stars look a lot better than the current design. The fortunate thing about cosplay is you can always take creative direction and then just kind of throw it to the wind and see what comes out of it. And yeah, I'm recording TikTok. Not my proudest moment because I didn't realize that I had the phone in frame. I'm glad that, I didn't sit there and text with my buddy for 5 minutes and it just so happened to get edited out. Yeah, that happened. So my lines were pretty clear at this point. I decided to go with some black paint and outline the stars a little bit so that way when I did some touch up stuff to it, it was a bit of a separation, and not to mention, it gives it a bit of definition, especially in photos. The one thing that I do not really like about using the acrylic is that I wasn't aware of how much of an adhesive it would be, and so I kind of struggled on a little bit and had to do some touch up paint in a few of the neon fuchsia, whatever color that is, area. But being as it's the first project of the year, I really wasn't expecting too much because, quite frankly, I am out of practice for an entire year. So, if this is what I can do, then I am quite okay with accepting that. So here's where the fun part really, really happened. So the acrylic, I guess, decided to latch on to the vinyl and it would not let it go. And in some parts, you can't see it here, but I actually fixed it later where the paint came up a little bit, which was to be expected, especially since it happened with the masking tape as well. But for right here, the stars look like they're, pretty solid. They're not perfect by any stretch, but it's doable. And not to mention, it's going to be painted over at this point anyway, but better for it to have like a small, uh, I guess, accent than nothing at all. So, one of the other things that I wanted to try, which I may actually do on my next bill, is to see about getting some permanent vinyl in place and seeing if I can successfully create something that would, quite frankly, be a lot easier to do. And I would have to just purchase the different color vinyl versus having to paint. Don't get me wrong, I love painting, but painting can be a pain in the rear. So I guess at this point I'll give myself a gold star for finishing up the bat. Well, actually, it wasn't finished at this point, but it was getting ready to be sealed. I used the Mod Podge sealing spray, so that way it could have a nice, clean, consistent look. Because if it relied on me painting it on, it would be kind of terrible. Like, I love painting, as I've probably mentioned before, but it's just a pain. Well, with cleanup, the actual painting part is really fun. So, if you like this content, I'm actually going to go through the different pieces of this costume, probably a max of 2 more videos, and so you can see the rest of the costume built out. The rest of the costume involves sewing a leather jacket and a leather skirt and a t-shirt, and I'm not really sure I can buy that t-shirt, but I'm gonna actually try to either thrift or sew all of it myself, so we will see how it turns out. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video. This is the bat in its completed form with grip tape and sealer. If you liked today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button.